This is Majin. We got some reviews today. Some bats, some X-Men's, some Guardians, some Spiders, and some Men of Iron who are fantastic. Alright, let's start off with Batman and Robin 38. Part of the artwork is really awkward, especially at the end when we see our guest star Aquaman. Let me see if I can get a picture of Aquaman, like right there. It's a little awkward there, that neck. But anyways, basically, this actually, beyond that, it's actually a really decent issue. It's basically centering around Damian. It's centering around he's got superpowers. He's bulletproof. Batman's trying to keep him grounded, so to speak. And Damian goes off and he takes care of some old family business and finds other clones of himself and tries to basically free them and give them a proper place to live. So it was actually a really, really nice issue. I really can't complain too much about it, but other than the art. But otherwise, I thought it was a decent read. Quite enjoyable. Man, I'm telling you, this art is just... Sometimes it looks halfway decent, and the other times it just looks god-awful, horrible. I like Bluebird. She's kind of smart on her feet. She basically has to deal with Mad Hatter. While we're dealing with Mad Hatter, Batman's a little late to the party, but his effort is noted. And we're dealing with Spoiler and her mom also. So that part was okay. I mean, it's nice that we're getting that part of the storyline moving. This part of the storyline is done, and there's still more stuff coming on. I mean, they opened up some threads for us at the end, which was decent. Mad Hatter, poor guy, man. He's like, you can tell he's kind of torn. Hey, there's a girl who kind of likes me. She's into my brains, and she just tosses him to the curb once she gets the hat. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's not the greatest read of all times. I was really hoping that her, while this was like a great first appearance for her to be able to say, hey, I can handle things on my own, part of me was hoping for something a little bit better, but better meaning different, I guess. But maybe if the art was just better, then I'd feel much better about this whole experience. But Batman Eternal, I mean, yeah, it's average. All new X-Men. This actually had some really good moments. Art was solid, writing was really good. It's basically battle royal. Everybody's here at Doctor Doom's castle, and they're all battling it out, which was great. And the parts that were really good were like character moments where they're in like the jet, and Angel learns that in the one universe, like the Ultimate Universe, he's dead, and how Kitty's trying to diffuse the situation to try to make things better, but yet it's making things more awkward. And then you also had the two Icemen talking to each other, and then ultimately getting on each other's nerves. And everybody's commenting that it's kind of funny seeing how even Bobby would get it on his own nerve in another universe type thing, like he does everybody else. So all of that part was great. And then when you throw all of that in with a bunch of fighting, I'm pretty much on board. So overall, I mean, I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, it leaves on a really bad cliffhanger, which I just want to smash somebody. But it's not too bad. I really enjoyed it. Not a great book of the week, but it was a good solid. This is going to be probably one of the most polarizing books, Guardians of the Galaxy. People are either going to love this thing or hate this thing. They're going to hate it for the portrayal of what the symbiotes and Venom was in their mind. See, the thing you have to realize is when Venom first appeared, it was kind of sinister in that it tried to take over Peter Parker, and then once Peter Parker rejected it, it became this creature of evil, and it was killing people. It wasn't like it is today where Flash Thompson wears him and he goes battling criminals. No, this was a killer. And then over the years, then they start toning him down, kind of like what they did to Wolverine, and then they turned him into like a hero type thing as he got more popular. Now Bendis said in an article about there's a new costume change for Venom, and he was basically saying that people don't remember the old Venom, and because they don't remember the old Venom, and meaning the new readers, and Marvel is presenting him in a more heroic point of view. They made him more heroic. He is now a full-fledged superhero. The venom of teeth and claws is no longer in existence. On top of that, the symbiotes they go to visit their world, and even then, it kind of is a betrayal to everything that we hoped and dreamed this world would be like. Because keep in mind, all we ever saw was creatures of evil and death and carnage, and people across the universe feared them, the symbiotes. And it turns out that's not at all what they're all about. And most of the time, the problem that you get a Carnage or a Venom is because there's an imbalance in the character, the person that the host, and they kind of go nuts sometimes. And once I was just like, okay, well, in the grand scheme of things, that makes sense. On the other hand, a part of me just died because I go, there goes another evil race like the Brood, and that would have just caused havoc. And I'm really torn. Part of me is really, truly disappointed. And another part of me sees what they're doing. But then overall, though, let's be honest, after Secret Wars, or when Secret Wars starts, all of this is gone. And we'll just have to wait and see what the new universe is going to be like. But my guess is this Flash Thompson as Venom is going to stick. And we may not see the old Venom back. But we'll see. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man 13. I enjoyed it. I really did like it. Art was great. Good fighting at the end. Decent build-up. But this is one of those books that's really not going to win an award because it's just maintaining and it's moving the story. It's not something that's going to be earth-shattering. And, in all honesty, the reveal of who the Totem is and Ben Parker's story, underwhelming, so to speak. I couldn't give two hoots about the Ben Parker story. Don't care. And there was an interesting moment when Doc Spider-Man basically figures out that he lost. And I'm now curious to see how that's going to play out. But besides that, though, I really liked it. But it's not a groundbreaking, earth-shattering issue. But there's some decent stuff in the middle. Fantastic Four. All right. This is kind of like this battle royale. It's kind of like two superhero groups walk into a bar, and they just have to fight, and that's basically what happens. We learn more about the evil schemes of Mr. Quiet or whatever his name is, and how he plans out everything and has been manipulating everything throughout the history of the Fantastic Four. The fight between the heroes is really not really that. It's all right, but that's not the focal point. The focal point is all this part right here, and then at the very end with the rescue of Franklin Richards. So that part was really good. Good twist to that part. I kind of suspected that was going to happen, but it's one of those things you just have to wait and see how it's going to play out. But in all honesty, part of me is really glad to just see this book get canceled, and then come back when they have the new launch, because I think that this book has really lost a lot of focus of who their core characters are, and they really need to just reset things back. But I'll have more on that in my Secret Wars video later. Superior Iron Man, last book. Tony Stark is, excuse the language, a total asshole. He is a criminal. That's the best way to put it. He is criminal. And there's actually a lot of topics that are in here. And I know some of it is done on purpose. Other things aren't. Like, for an example, these drones. and how the drones are basically anybody who downloaded the app, all of your information, like what websites you surf, everything, your phone numbers, text messages, everything is uploaded and stored. And when the drones fly by, they can pick you out of the crowd type thing and confirm your identity. So this way, if there was a thief, a terrorist, or a supervillain, then that doesn't belong, they can identify that is a hostile threat and alert the appropriate authorities. Now, that's a very hot topic in the sense of like personal information, like how much is too much? Do you give up? The other thing is, this is a little bit of a spoiler here, but I just need to illustrate how evil Tony is. Basically, what we learn is the app is not what makes people beautiful. What Tony did was he put a virus in the water supply, so everybody drank the water. And the app is actually like there's a signal, a very faint sound wave that triggers the transformation. And so what he's done is he's given everybody the ability to become beautiful. They're just lacking that key component. Now, thinking back somewhat recently with video games, for an example, Capcom Street Fighter with on-disc DLC. That to me is horrible. You're basically putting on something onto a disc that I purchase, and then you're going to make me pay more money later to unlock certain parts of it. And that's basically what Tony just did, but on a much grander scale. And what Tony does afterwards to Matt, which I won't spoil, is further evil and dastardly. And, this is one of those things that, Tony has gone far beyond redemption. And I really want to see him get taken down, but we'll see if that happens. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. It was a really good read. And that's it for today. Like and share. Let me know what you bought this week, what you enjoyed. I do the comic podcast at Cons, Freaks, and Geeks, and the link is down below. We'll be having another podcast soon. And until next time.